Hi, we're Doug and Mary. We've been bouncing around the Canadian backroads all summer and experiencing new places and looking for hidden treasures like interesting architecture and small town bakeries.
We travel in a Toyota Sienna converted into a camper and usually find free remote camp spots. We made it as far east as we could go, and now we're on our way back west, soon to be in the Great Lakes area again. Right now, we're cutting through Maine on our way from New Brunswick back to Quebec.
Of course, we never pass up an interesting bridge. And we never pass up a good-looking bakery either. This one was in the tiny town of Abbott, Maine. And a good laundromat can sometimes be a difficult thing to find.
Hello. Thank you. Alright, so what is the grocery trip today?
We're going west towards home, so we're just here for a couple of days and then we'll go down into Michigan and head west.
Alright, so kind of just transferring through Canada. So you both live in Montana?
Yep.
Alright, any alcohol tobacco to people?
We have a bottle of wine and 2 cans of beer.
Alright, here you go.
Thanks.
Have a good day.
Yep.
Thank you.
The town of Lac-Mégantic is one of the rare times that we camped in a town, but there weren't many other options. The town offers a public parking lot on the edge of downtown for boondockers, so we took advantage of that generosity. We remembered the town making international news with the death of 47 people in 2013, when a runaway train nearly a mile long carrying crude oil tank cars derailed downtown and exploded. Half of the town center burned. Much of the area has been rebuilt over the years since the disaster.
We can't pass up an interesting or unique bridge, and we'll gladly take a detour to see a covered bridge. This one is called Eustis Covered Bridge, and it crosses the Massawippi River. It was built in 1908 and restored in 2011.
Avoiding Montreal in a torrential downpour while still crossing the St. Lawrence and not understanding French proved to be a very difficult task, especially when traffic all funnels into the city. But with only a couple wrong turns, we managed to get back on our route and a fairly tame side road.
We crossed the line into Ontario, and boondocking locations were scarce along the north shore of the St. Lawrence, but we found a great municipal campground with water, bathrooms, and a shower. Then took some walking trails in the morning. What's the name of the town? Prescott, Ontario. There's a loon out there. Oh, just went down. And we're looking across to Odensburg, New York. And this is the St. Lawrence, of course. This is the Maitland Tower. It's 190 years old. It was a grist mill, wind powered originally, later became a distillery. Being restored now by its private owner. Interesting. We weren't able to spend as much time as we wanted in Brockville, but we loved the old buildings and found it beautiful and charming. Brockville is the oldest incorporated town in the province. We made a note that this was one place we wanted to come back and see again.
Kingston marked the end of our ride along the St. Lawrence River and the beginning of Lake Ontario. It was also a convenient place to get the oil changed in the van. Boondocking spots were slim pickings around here, but we found a pretty spot out of the way on the edge of the lake.
It's fine with me. This is a view from our camp spot from last night, and that looks like a ferry that we're just about to take over to Prince Edward Island, which I don't think is actually an island. It's not a bad spot, although kind of close to a road, and this morning they were doing some construction on the road. This is an old looks like an old rest area or something like that. It has a pull off from when this used to be the old highway. It's kind of interesting. There is a sign that says private property, but I don't know if that refers to the median in between the road there or this road, because there's lots of park benches and so on along this little strip with names engraved in it to who they're dedicated to. And there's quite a few other campers here too. Maybe 4 other people here last night.
Another ferry and another cool historic town can make even a rainy day fun, especially when it includes more back roads and another bridge.
Continue for 5 miles.
Finding good wild camping spots within a couple of hours of big cities like Toronto is difficult, and most shown on iOverlander are highway rest stops or parking lots of businesses, which we always try to avoid if possible. We found a nice spot with good reviews at a trailhead in a nature reserve and made supper, took a hike, and even cleaned up a lot of trash. When a local woman stopped to walk her dogs and said that the police routinely chase campers out. She suggested an alternate spot at a nearby boat launch. It was getting dark, but we loaded up and moved out.
Camp here?
She said you're going to get reported. Somebody's going to swing by and report you. I mean, maybe she's just
Continue on Kawartha Lakes County Road 6 for 5 miles.
I mean, I wasn't particularly pleased with the place because I didn't expect the traffic to be quite so high.
Standing there.
Your destination is on the right.
We skirted the eastern edge of Lake Huron, through small towns and farming country, and stopping at beaches and parks.
Today must be the day that you pick acorns. They're just exactly right, I guess, because there's 3 squirrels up here pulling every acorn they can find off, and then they take a little bite out of it and drop it down on the ground. And I bet if I come down here and start grabbing them, I'm going to get in trouble. Yeah, I'll probably get them on top of my head too. Boy, they're busy up there.
This is our last night in Canada. This is Lake Huron. Beautiful park in a small town. Kind of in the edge of a town park. My overlander says we'll be okay where we're at tonight. Gorgeous evening. Nice trails down by the water. Little food truck over here. We went and got some ice cream from. We arrived at the border at 7 in the morning local time in an effort to avoid congestion, and it seemed to work.
Looking in the rearview mirror back at Canada with a mix of emotions and not knowing when we would return. Despite the mosquitoes and endless days of rain, our travels of 2 summers through the country were a dream come true and the trip of a lifetime.
But the journey continues. Join us next time when we take the mother of all ferries, the last coal-fired steamship in the Western Hemisphere, and a National Historic Landmark.
Thanks for watching.